Tyson laying off 1,200 workers after closing its pork factory in Perry, Iowa, only later to announce 52,000 jobs for migrants.
The company's excuse: migrants are getting the jobs that Americans don't want.
I didn't think it was legal, Senator, to axe American workers and hire en masse illegal aliens.
Well, it shouldn't be, Jesse, and we're certainly going to look into whether we can change that, assuming Tyson is operating legally, which we don't even know if they are. We don't know the details of this. All we know, Jesse, is that they are firing American workers and hiring illegal aliens to replace them.
With this causing a lot of uproar, millions and millions of people coming across the border, and we're hearing American jobs are getting slashed, and they've got replacements with special treatment.
And the jobs come with perks, not just health insurance. Tyson's also offering lawyers to its illegal alien workers and time off to attend immigration hearings. In 2034, of course.
All the reason to be seeing headlines like this: Tyson Foods faces boycott after report claims company hires migrants. And all the stuff you just heard. So the buzz on the street is Tyson Foods headed down the same road as Bud Light? And another topic people are bringing up: is Tyson Foods moving to growing food in vats, lab-grown meat, or are they already doing it? We're gonna go over this news that's happening now. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. Thanks for starting this video off with a like. Now let's dive into what's popping up all over the news. People are always asking me, is this food giant selling fake meat? And I'm gonna give you the answer on that. And we're gonna go into details with that. But first, let's talk about how Tyson's heading down the same road as Bud Light and why.
All right, meat giant Tyson laying off 1,200 workers after closing its pork factory in Perry, Iowa, only later to announce 52,000 jobs for migrants.
The company's excuse: migrants are getting the jobs that Americans don't want. A human resources executive for the company telling Bloomberg the migrants have been, quote, very loyal. They've been uprooted, and what they want is stability. What they want is a sense of belonging.
Let's bring in Fox and Friends Weekend co-host Pete Hegseth. Pete, good to see you.
Yes.
But again, lower wages, taking American jobs. This was the reason why Democrats were opposed to illegal immigration 10, 15, 25 years ago. But here it plays out. This costs Americans a livelihood.
That's true. It was also the reason why the Chamber of Commerce crowd of the Republican Party was so resistant to Donald Trump back in 2015, 2016, dependent on importing cheap labor. He said, we're going to build that wall. We're going to stop this. I'm going to put Americans first. Wages will rise as a result. And now you've got an inversion of that with the Democrat Party saying, come on in. And then we've heard glimpses of it, right? When Nancy Pelosi said, who else is going to pick our crops, right? I mean, that's their mindset. And the businesses are happy to do it when there's no e-verifier, there's no consequences. And so cheaper labor for this business to produce a product. And it's not an easy job. You know, people that do those jobs, they're dirty, they're tough, but Americans should have the first shot, and they should have a good shot at a good wage.
And let's set the stage clear. I have nothing against migrants. Anyone that comes to a country legally, you're okay in my book. But what I'm hearing is illegal aliens is a no-no word. Not supposed to say that. It's went to migrants, and now I'm hearing it go to asylum seekers. Now we know this has something to do with cheaper labor. Probably making a higher profit, but I'd love to hear what you guys think is going on here. Put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Now, I don't always watch Jesse Waters on Fox News, but he covers this pretty well. Let's see what he has to say on some good points.
Iowa's about to change drastically, and not for the better. This week, Tyson Foods announced that it will be permanently closing its pork factory in Perry, killing around 1,200 jobs in a town of just 8,000 people. So as Perry residents struggle to cope with mass layoffs, Tyson Foods has its eyes on a different class of workers. The company is now offering new jobs to asylum seekers in other states like New York. Bloomberg says Tyson's tracking migrants in a massive database. They scroll through the data like Facebook. You see a worker you like? Tap hire. They even had a job fair.
So you were at a Tyson fair in New York City not so long ago where Tyson was basically making this pitch. What did you observe when you went there?
They created a database for these new asylum seekers in New York City. So these people would come in, they'd learn a little bit about the company, and for the most part, Tyson had already gone through their various details of their application. And so many of them, 17 the day I was there, and then another 70 a couple weeks later, went off to Tennessee to go start their new jobs as Tyson production workers.
Oh, and the jobs come with perks.
Do you guys think that that's fair? Laying off American workers and then giving it to the asylum seekers? I agree with the first clip in Fox Business. American citizens should definitely have first dibs. But it gets even crazier. Not only are they getting the jobs, the health benefits, whatever else they got already, they get an attorney as well?
Oh, and the jobs come with perks. Not just health insurance. Tyson's also offering lawyers to its illegal alien workers and time off to attend immigration hearings. In 2034, of course, they're firing Americans and offering perks to illegals.
Just doesn't seem right.
Farm jobs that I need filled so we can plant the crops.
Vegetables would rot in the ground if they weren't being picked by many immigrants, many illegal immigrants.
You see, even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops.
Now, I live in an area where we've got lots of migrant workers. I've got friends that are migrant workers, and we've never had a shortage of people that come up on work visas to pick cherries, to pick apples, to pick pears. Never have I seen a problem or a shortage. All of those orchards get picked clean every single year, and that's just my area, so that's my perspective. Let me know if you guys are seeing something different in your areas. So what did Tyson have to say in response to this?
We reached out to Tyson for comment, and they said they have a very diverse set of employees, and they're proud of it.
Whatever you call what they're doing, they're proud of it. Let's hear what Ohio Senator has to say in response to this.
Ohio Senator and author of Hillbilly Elegy, J.D. Vance, joins us now. I didn't think it was legal, Senator, to axe American workers and hire en masse illegal aliens.
Well, it shouldn't be, Jesse, and we're certainly going to look into whether we can change that, assuming Tyson is operating legally, which we don't even know if they are. We don't know the details of this. All we know, Jesse, is that they are firing American workers and hiring illegal aliens to replace them. This is the entire point of illegal immigration, and Republicans.
So is it simply just cheaper labor?
It reduces the wages of American workers by replacing American citizens with foreign laborers who are willing to work at slave wages. It has been the plan, as you said, from the beginning, and what this means is the eradication of the American dream. Every time an American is replaced with an illegal immigrant, it means that an American family loses a good family supporting wage. It means that American companies are literally replacing our own citizens with people who work for slave wages. That is not capitalism or a market economy, Jesse. That is the decimation of the American middle class via illegal immigration, and it's happening all over the country.
So I know a lot of people question, how can they even do this legally? Well, the skirt tail way around it is asylum laws. So they're not illegal. They're not even a migrant. They're asylum seekers. So that's how I understand that they're going to be getting around this in a lot of different companies, corporations, and jobs out there. I have a feeling we're going to see this pop up more and more and more. Again, let me know. Are you guys boycotting? Are you guys looking for a better supply of meat? Because one other big buzz out there is all the slashing of these jobs. Is it because they're going to move over to artificial meat? We're talking meat. They're starting to go with a slogan called no kill meat. Basically, it's more word creativity to get around lab-made meat, made in a vat. And another question that I'm getting a lot is these big meat conglomerates, we already know how well the quality is, are they already incorporating like chicken made in a vat? Well, I got some answers on that for you. But for those of you where this topic is brand new to you, like you have never even heard of this, and you missed the memo on them making it legal in the United States, here's an article from back in 2023. U.S. approves chicken meat made from cells grown in vats. Do you know what a vat looks like? Here on Reuters, you can see the lab-grown meat moves closer to American dinner plates, and those are what the vats look like. They look like big stills. Stills you would see at some type of brewery. And what I've heard in some interviews by some of these people that run these facilities is the amount of meat, so-called meat, the amount of stuff they make. They can produce so much more, so much faster, at a fraction of the price. So what does that tell you when you look at the big monopolies, the big conglomerates that just put money over you? It's all about the profit at the end of the day. So when they've got this vehicle and it's well oiled and ready to go, you can bet what's gonna happen to all those workers. Let me show some of you that are brand new to this concept a little short clip of what was rolled out recently.
You'll be able to buy meat that comes from a factory instead of an animal. The USDA has now cleared lab-grown meat for sale in the U.S. 13 News fact finder Brooke Wagner is joining us now. Brooke, what exactly is lab-grown meat?
Well, Ashley, the companies promote this as cultivated meat or meat without slaughter. In other words, it's more humane meat than many hope will help improve our environment as well. That's because grazing and animal waste create a lot of greenhouse gases. And you'll see as well that the lab actually kind of looks like a brewery. That's because the two manufacturers, Upside Foods and Good Meat, grow this cell-based protein in these giant vats. The cells do come from a living animal, fertilized egg or cell bank. It's grown, pressed into a sheet, then formed into meat-like shapes like a sausage or cutlet. This is not like meat made from plants like the Impossible Burger. This is real meat, and people who have tried it describe it as tasting like chicken, but with a denser texture. The FDA has already cleared the lab-grown meat as being safe for humans, but today, the USDA approved starting inspections of these labs. Critics say the energy needed to build the industry would counteract the benefits, while some are still dubious about safety despite the FDA approval. Right now, lab-grown chicken is already being served in Singapore.
So that's an older news clip from, I think, last year, for those of you that missed that announcement. FDA approval. What does that mean anymore? Done a lot more deep diving on that type of stuff. You can watch those two videos right there. I'll put a link to those at the end of this video. But is Tyson Foods using this new cultured meat, a no-kill meat, lab-grown meat, even made in vats, that they remind you it's real meat? So with the light research I did, I couldn't find anywhere where they say that they use lab-grown meat. Although I did find from my AI assistant with the question, will Tyson Meat use vats in the future? It says certainly, because Tyson Foods is a major player in the meat industry and has been actively exploring alternate protein sources, including cultivated meat. Here are some key points regarding their involvement. Ever heard of venture capital? Venture capital fund for protein production. Tyson Foods launched a venture capital fund to invest in the future of protein production, including lab-grown meat. So we know where they're headed. Future Meat Technologies Collaboration, which raised $347 million. And notably, Tyson Foods Venture Capital Fund and other big food supporters have contributed to this funding round. This one alone is expected to be operational by late 2024, and they say these bioreactors have the potential to supply tens of thousands of shops and restaurants, with an expected almost 12,000 tons of production in just a year. So it says, in summary, Tyson Foods is actively investing in the future of protein production, including cultivated meat, and collaborating with companies like Future Meat Technologies to drive innovation in this space. So they might not be doing it now, but it is quickly coming down the pipe. More reason to do your due diligence and find good local sources, reputable sources, the same values and quality that you're looking for. A lot's changing fast, and we got to keep our eyes wide open. As always, share this out if you found value, and make sure you're still subscribed, your notification bell's on, because as I know more, I'll keep you guys posted.